So the fears that the joy will be gone, and this will be gone, and that will be different, and all this. So another one is desire has the ability to discern clearly because it wakes us up. Yeah, we are interested. The search for the best of whatever sharpens the discernment. Have you ever noticed yourself when you compare price and quality and this and that? So, in general, it's like this. If it's cheap, it's crap. If it's good, it's expensive. So again, it's like, make up your mind what you want. Cheap, okay, then it's not so great. And, I know people will spend hours and hours, bye, see you. Spend hours and hours and hours in finding the cheapest and the best. They're happy, there's so much joy. Yeah, fine, but the joy doesn't last because somebody else comes. How much did you pay? Oh, I only paid 5, you paid 7. Oh my God, thank you. Finished with the joy. So, like this. But love and compassion can develop that ability too, but in a different direction. Not what is best for me, but what is best for them. Okay? So again, antidote to attachment, real love and compassion. Not so much me, I want, but what can I give? Right? Desire creates an intensity in attention. Best example, if you're in love, your thoughts are always with the loved one. You try to meditate with your breath. Mind goes away, goes away, goes away. You bring your loved one into the meditation. You've just fallen in love with somebody. He's present. No effort. He stays there. Or your grandchild, or, the baby. Oh, it's like, it's there. So it helps us to be present with the object. This is the thing. How can I make him happy? But this intensity does not disappear when desire and the fear of loss lessens when we really want to do something for them. Yeah. So again, take the intensity, but again, instead of what can they do, how can he or she make me happy? How can I make them happy? But this whole thing, again, in Buddhism, how can I make them happy? It's a big part of it. But try to not use it to manipulate others, because that very, very quickly creeps in. All of a sudden you see, oh, people are kinder when I'm kind to them. Oh, they do what I want them to do if I do what... be careful that this is not the motivation. But it's so difficult, again, your question about how can you be joy and pleasure without being attached is like... Yeah, but this is it. This is our job, to really see what's the motivation behind it. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, this what's good for them, it becomes a habit. If you become a mom or a dad, the habits, what's good for them, comes without having to develop it. And it's good that we have this, and then we try to kind of spread it out to others. Yeah, that's what it is. So if we cling to the pleasant things, there will be aversion to what is not satisfying our desire. So it comes together, clinging, attachment comes together with aversion. So whatever is what I don't like, immediately there's aversion, just instead of just letting it be. Have you ever noticed how people we dislike, how much power they have over us, and how the mind is glued to them and looking what they do? Leave them alone, But it's obsessive almost, yeah? Same as with somebody that you're attached to. You follow them around. Where are they? Where's his shoes? I fell in love with somebody. I did fall in love with somebody. Very rare. In my first retreat or so. Just he putting my shoes next to my shoes. He must have seen me. He must have known. We were all in silence. He must have noticed me. I mean, it's like, now that I think of it, or he's standing behind me in the queue for the food, it's like, wow. Probably he didn't even know who I was. But later on, yes, because we did a 3 months Vajrasattva retreat in the same group. But then the interest was already a little bit gone when we started speaking and this and that. I think I keep my independence and freedom, and I let him be. And I liked him very much, though. This is it. But while I was still having this attached feeling of being attracted to him, I was going for a walk at one point, and I thought, wow. I was very new, you know. I did Vajrasattva retreat after 1 month Kopan course, already went into 3 month retreat. So I must have strong imprints, okay, to be able to bear it and to be able to do it. I had no clue what I was doing, was I getting into it. It was curiosity. So I was going for a walk, and I thought, like, man, you know, this nice feeling that you have when this person is present, or just thinking about this person, one day you will have this for all beings that you meet. I thought, wow. Then the problem is finished, you know. Open heart, no fear, no attachment. Well, I'm far from it, of course. But just the possibility, just that this is the goal, that a Buddha, an awakened being, will welcome everybody as if it is his or her own child. Oh, I had tears, you know, just talking about this. This is so beautiful. I don't know if it will happen, but just to work for it and to see that, yes, more and more people can come into my presence, and I love them without needing to that they acknowledge me and this and that. And it's so nice, but still have people I don't like, by the way. So it's okay, but more and more people, I'm able to transform this feeling of, you know, to make me nervous and frustrated and upset and kind of, you know, go away kind of thing. Less and less people. There's still a few. Yeah? And I feel compassion for them because I can be so unpleasant. You won't believe me. Probably maybe have some witnesses here. Yeah, it's like, I'm not here long enough so that you see it. But also this whole thing having to stay with other people. No, I'm not never unpleasant with those. Because of course, you know, I see their kindness, putting up with me. Yeah. So if we cling to the pleasant, then there will be aversion to the unpleasant. Okay, so he talks about 3 keys. Of course, it's, you know, when you feel attachment arise, you pause, you look, is the pleasure coming from there or not, or what? Then you use an antidote. The antidote for attachment, of course, is to really remind ourselves, I don't want to just have to run after pleasures all the time. I want to have freedom. Lama Zopa Rinpoche, after teaching, I don't know how many hours, you know, and sitting there 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, before he had his stroke, he would always finish his talks by saying, good morning. You know, I mean, if you think you have to sit long with me, I mean, Zopa means patience, okay? So he would teach for hours. He wouldn't notice the time go. Sometimes we would be, you know, he comes in, we would be standing, and he's standing and making prostrations to the altar, and he starts teaching. An hour, 2 hours, forgetting that we're still standing because he's so with the Buddha. With his back towards us. So anyway, so there's many things I remember from him saying that went straight in, you know. And he said, you let go of desire, and he snapped his fingers. We can't do it, go. You let go of desire. Freedom comes. I thought, shit, this is so true. And I was then, because I was an alcoholic, and I exchanged the addiction to food for a while. I was addicted to food for a while. Well, that's much worse, because it doesn't give you anything. Alcohol, at least, it made me secure, open, kind of fearless, the way I am now, you know, kind of chatty, blah, blah, and all this. I wasn't afraid of people. Food, you know, it gives you a short moment of pleasure, and then you put on weight, this I didn't like, you know, and it's like, that was really difficult. So I would fast 5 days, eat 2 days, stuff myself, fast again 5 days, and then somebody said, you have to stop this. And then I really put on weight, but I was able to stop that fasting, you know, stuffing myself. And it took me a long time to not to be, you know, reaching out for food when there is something difficult happening or whatever. To eat and then stop, and then that's it.
But this is before you went into Buddhism?
Yeah. So, but I was in psychotherapy because of that, because I wanted to kill myself. Because I couldn't stop eating. I would eat, I couldn't stop. I was afraid to start eating. Whoa, this is really a big thing. Yeah. But I was still kind of half into that, into having to have something with me to eat and eat it, like cookies and stuff. I was in India. And so when he said that, I thought, wow, this is so true. So when I would approach a shop to buy something, and I would kind of just hear him saying, you let go of desire, freedom comes. I thought, shit, I want to be free of this. You know, then slowly now. Of course I still like this. No, actually it's almost okay, I would say. I still have very much pleasure in eating, whatever it is. This is the nice thing. Whatever I eat, I enjoy and I like. There's a lot of freedom. Yeah. So that's a very good. What do I want? Do I want pleasure or do I want to be free? So what Buddhism can offer you is freedom. Freedom from to being under the control of the negative emotions. So he talks about 3 keys also for desire is to be open. Openness to be flexible in pleasant and unpleasant situations. So just remain open and, check out, can I change? No, okay, it will finish. To use these, it's empty, finish, I don't have to be upset. Because also these negative emotions have become a habit, and we think we have to be upset now because it's not pleasant, but we don't have to. Also, I had periods when I would just be very grumpy. And I know sometimes the thought, I don't have to be grumpy, and it comes back again, it's true. But for a short while it goes. But because it's such an instinct to be grumpy, when things don't go, you want them to go. I think especially in this, you're world champions in grumpiness. I think it's kind of, not you personally, but in general, right? It's like, it's almost an insult when somebody is not upset about something, I think at one point somebody was like, but you have to be upset. I said, why? I don't have to be upset, it's okay. I don't have to be upset to go to the demonstration. I can see that it's not a good thing what is happening, but I don't have to be upset. Also, it's easy for me because I'm not Israeli, right? So I do understand how you feel. That for you is much more difficult, yeah? But to be flexible in pleasant and unpleasant situations. And you're not starting with big things. You start with small things to train, right? Being open brings happiness. But we also have to be ready to renounce, to be able to say no and to accept things as they are. And that's, you have a desire, you want something, and addiction to food, drugs, alcohol, work, TV, mobile phone, whatever. You need the very, very difficult step to say no. And that's painful. And the Tibetans call it Shempa, right? Like this push from behind. Something pushing you to reach out. It's called Shempa. And Pema Chodron calls it the hook, or the fish, We see the worm, but we don't see the hook. And we bite every time. And every time we bite, we create stronger habit to bite again. And you can see how quickly habits develop. So we can also start to have confidence. Good habits also develop very quickly, because how long did it take you to reach for your telephone every 5 minutes or whatever? Didn't take long. It's all habit. Yeah, but then we want to change it. It's painful. We have to say no, but again, don't destroy yourself by no way, I'd rather die. Not like this. Gentle. It will be good for me not to do this now, or whatever, to recognize things. We let go and relax into an open being. The motivation to let tempting things be and not to grasp at them is necessary to get out of the carousel of desire, the merry-go-round. We stop looking for happiness outside and start looking to find inner happiness. If we succeed to let go, we will discover the relaxed freedom and joy. This experience gives us the motivation to go further in this direction. Short moments, for the short moments of happiness, where did it come from? Oh, I'm just happy. concentrate on those. You know, we need an object, but it can be at the beginning, sunrise, sunset, nature. But then again, it's dangerous. You see the people who throw all the trash out into nature. All your pleasure about nature is gone. If you can stop them, by all means do, but you can't. Pick it up if you can, without being, you know, I hope somebody sees me that I'm picking up the trash. It's samsara. Whatever we do is like, has thorns. Yeah, sometimes very big ones, sometimes very small ones. Generosity as one of the keys for attachment. Giving makes you free. It dissolves desire and attachment. But only if you have, you know, you give without somebody needing to see what you're giving, without somebody acknowledging it. But anyway, it's better to give and recognize I need to be acknowledged. Still give, because you create the habit of giving. Don't wait until you don't need the acknowledgement anymore. You'll never give anything. Learn the joy of giving. Start small. Something that is not, you know, making you suffer, or where you have no regret afterwards. Yeah? Don't give me presents, please. You know, physical presents. Wendy, poor Wendy, she came with a very beautiful manjushri that she had made, and I don't live anywhere. And I don't see myself to travel around with this in my suitcase. I need the things I need in my suitcase and all that. I'm not renounced. It's just too unpractical to carry these presents that sometimes people give me around. So please don't give me tea or coffee. I have everything I need, really, and I'm happy like this. And then I don't have to refuse it, because it always makes me feel bad to say, oh, no, please, you know. If I need something, I promise you I say. Okay? I promise. I have very old Birkenstock. Don't buy me new ones. They're very comfortable. Right? It is more important for me than they need to look old. I'm going to Graz in December. I'll buy new ones there. I know where to buy them. I like the person that sells them. And I know what I want. I want the same. So it's like, yeah, this is it also. This is why I'm attached to do things on my own, because then I know what I want. I get what I want. I should practice more. Not getting it. But please don't buy me any shoes, okay? Please. Wanting to possess is healed through giving. In this, we practice giving and receiving. For example, we train in giving somebody our whole attention, for example, you know. We give them the gift of our interest in their life. The wish to possess becomes uninteresting, because giving and exchanging gives deeper satisfaction. To feel connected with somebody. You only feel connected if you're fully with them. If you're already thinking what you should say and what you're not there. Like the gift of listening to somebody is an incredible gift, and it's easy. You know, we talked about people are so self-concerned, they only talk about themselves. It's fine, because I only have to listen. I don't have to say anything. Yeah, so. And then the third key is love. To be deeply interested in the well-being of the other. Love gives what feels good. It's not calculating. The more I go into love, the less there is attachment, desire, and manipulation. Love liberates giving from hidden agendas. Liberates from giving with hidden agendas. Like this, the other can receive freely without to worry of giving anything back. Most probably, that person passes on that gift of love to others. The gift of love, we can, there's no need to refuse. It always has space somewhere. We can always carry it around. It's much more important. But have you ever felt this heavy thing about having to accept something that you don't really want, you don't really need, and then on top of it to give something back that the other person doesn't want and doesn't need? Have you ever felt that?
Yes.
So if we should have a camera, almost everybody knows. So why not stop this and have the courage of coming with an open heart and giving you love? If you want, you can say, you know, I come with empty hands, but I give you my heart. I wonder how that would be received. Oh, it's so phony, isn't it? So, but you don't have to say. But make sure your heart is open. Yeah, when you meet others. Because it's difficult. It's difficult to come with empty hands, isn't it? It's difficult. But sometimes people appreciate this. Nothing simpler than just love. To meet everybody with a deep concern and interest for the exist's well-being. We can do that in every moment with everybody. So there you have a few things to deal with your attachment, you know, especially understanding that attachment is like, we do need some forms of attachment, otherwise we perish, we die. So don't go to the extremes. We're not Buddhas. We need to protect ourselves. We need to make sure that we are also okay, because otherwise you can't practice also. Yeah. It's difficult because Buddhism is full of contradictions, seeming contradictions. But the main thing is that it's the middle way. Don't overdo it. You know, don't do more than you can. Don't feel guilty of having negative emotions, but feel compassion for yourself. And knowing that you're not the only one. Everybody has them. Everybody suffers. Only the Buddhas don't have them. Yeah? Don't judge others for having them also. You know, try to have compassion, but it can be fierce compassion. If you can stop them, then stop them. Okay. Okay? Like this. So next Saturday, we're doing arrogance and what? Jealousy, I thought. You know, we're looking into that. Which is also, it's usually not seen as something, I mean, not next Saturday, but next time. It's usually not seen as such a big problem. It's usually always attachment and anger. But I thought to start really with wrong views, that we start to see this. And then out of that, especially the first thing that comes is attachment. Yeah, and then out of that, all the other stuff is coming. And then the third Saturday, that will be the 8 verses, which is easy to understand, but very hard to practice. But with that, you will have things to, you know, tools to work with. And you start with the first one. You don't have to practice all it. But I thought, we haven't done them for quite a while. And I thought maybe it will give you, but it's Irit would say hardcore Buddhism. Yeah, it's not easy, and you know, still, if you want to come, but you think, no, this is off the wall, listen to it, and then maybe at another point you're ready to at least try out to exchange yourself for others. It's all about this one. But it's not about destroying yourself. It's about when you're ready, then you do. And it's these steps that you goes, you know, more difficult in order to take. Okay. So I thought this is what we'll do on these 3 Saturdays. Now, if you still want, we do this meditation on values, when your values are not being met by others. It's from Rick Hansen. Are you okay with this? Yeah. It could help a little bit in this very difficult situation. Yeah, make yourselves comfortable. It will finish in 20 minutes. Definitely, it will be done. Hopefully. Okay, so make yourself comfortable and, just listen. Bye, Aviata. You're here with your motorcycle? No. Okay, good. It's safer to be here in another way. Less pleasure, but much more safe. Okay. So first step is, just to look into your own heart. What's there right now? It's okay to think about the situation. It's okay, not just present moment, we spent the day together in a good way. but also to think that life will continue. You might get a feeling of uncomfortable, uneasy, suffering in some way. It's normal, it's samsara. Something weighs on your heart or your mind. Maybe you are attending to things around you in your immediate environment or in society at large or in the world. Perhaps you're feeling fear, discontent, outrage, nervousness, unsettledness, worry, and anger. It's okay. You would be a Buddha to feel open and calm with your views and attitudes of what is happening now in this country. Don't be afraid of these feelings. We need to address them and gently make room for whatever feeling is arising in you, thinking you're in a safe space here. Nobody's attacking you at the moment. Nobody is expecting anything from you that you solve anybody's problems. And if you make room for these feelings, you will notice the thoughts that come with these feelings. Take note of whatever is unsettled in your life and in your mind just now. If this feels difficult, remind yourself that you can meet whatever is present in your life with some degree of ease and patience, and even curiosity. If you're willing to go slow, to be kind to yourself, to comfort and soothe yourself as needed, and to decide just how much you can manage of these difficult feelings at that moment. Maybe gently opening or closing your heart to just the right amount that allows you to meet what's arising with some degree of presence and self-compassion. You don't need to plunge into the hardest feelings, but neither do you need to avoid them completely. That's difficult, isn't it? Where's the border? But could you just make a little space in your heart for whatever is already there? And as you notice what's there, maybe you can actually label it. Anger, frustration, irritation, fear, outrage. Whatever it is, see if you can name it for yourself in a kind and gentle voice. As an observer. See if you can name whatever emotion is present for you the way you might name it for a dear friend who was struggling, and you say, oh, you're feeling grief. With interest, with compassion. Oh, you're afraid. Oh, you're frustrated.